previous issue, AllThingsTop has brought you 10 most powerful superheroes in the world. Does that list satisfy you? Let's continue our search today. The next faces are honored to be on your list of superheroes. 11. Gamora. Gamora is a Zahobarai, an alien clan that possesses super strength and endurance from birth. She was trained and strengthened by Thanos, who once called her the most ferocious woman in the galaxy. Thanos placed Gamora above all his children or other warriors. Gamora is similar to Black Widow, brought up from birth to become a cold-blooded assassin and prove his abilities many times. But Gamora has superior powers to ordinary humans naturally and has a terrifying reputation throughout the galaxy before turning against Thanos. 12. Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff has no superpowers. She has been trained to be one of the world's most feared spies and assassins. Often use a specialized electric shock weapon, but Natasha can smoothly use a variety of guns, merchants, knives, or swords. With the help of Captain America and Falcon, Black Widow easily defeated Thanos' two retainers. She was also extremely effective in fighting Thanos' huge army in the Battle of Wakanda. Although Black Widow was coached by Hawkeye, she was ranked above her master, a rank by having overwhelmed him in Endgame. With her sacrifice, she confirmed her position as a superhero and proved that the student of the past became a master. 13. Hawkeye. Clint Barton has no superpowers. He is a marksman who uses bows and explosive arrows. During the time between Infinity War and Endgame, he becomes Ronin, an adept assassin using samurai swords. Hawkeye's abilities seem to be nothing compared to the Avengers' enemies, and he was poked for it in Age of Ultron. But there is a reason for Hawkeye to live well. As we have seen in Endgame, this archer is able to defeat large groups of enemies on his own, while retaining a whole army of aliens, all with powerful arrows. It was because Hawkeye was able to fight on par with fighters with superpowers like Valkyrie and Nebula without any supernatural powers that helped him to stand at number 13. 14. Nebula. Nebula is trained and perfected by Thanos, meaning she is a half-human, half-robot assassin with superior skills. Even before his adoptive father replaced many parts of his body with advanced technology, Nebula possessed superior natural physical abilities to ordinary people, including strength and endurance. We've seen Nebula snap her neck and throw many people with just one hand. She also fights Thanos in Infinity War, and the villain admits Nebula almost killed herself when she sneaked on his ship. But we also know that Gamora overpowers Nebula in every battle between the two. Thanos' cruelty had a significant impact on Nebula's feelings, contributing to the formation of a dangerous warrior as it is today. 15. Valkyrie. As an Asgard, Brunhild has super strength, endurance, speed, reflection, flexibility, and endurance. She is also a well-trained member of the extremely elite Asgard army called the Valkyries, making her an extremely famous warrior. Even Thor said that when he grew up, he wanted to be a Valkyrie. Not only did he survive on the bloodthirsty planet Sakaar for many years, Valkyrie became a respected force here. As a search engineer, she has taken down and captured many warriors with utopian powers, including the Hulk. She overwhelmed Loki quite easily, and she's always drunk. Valkyrie is a key element in the battle to defeat Hela in Thor Ragnarok, and is useful when fighting Thanos' army in Endgame. Winter Soldier. Bucky Barnes is injected with a variant of the Super Warrior Serum that brought power to Captain America earlier. He has super strength, endurance, speed, agility, reaction, and ultra-fast resilience. Bucky also owns a machine arm made of vibranium, which increases his power several times. Winter Soldier can fight or even defeat Captain America, Black Widow, and Black Panther. You have superior assassination skills, but it all happened when he was being mentally controlled by Hydra, making him cruel, inhuman. Since Shuri restored Bucky's mind, we've only seen him use guns. You don't seem as dangerous as before. In addition, Bucky's machine arm can be removed or destroyed, leaving him at a disadvantage in fighting with people with superpowers. 17. Ant-Man. Scott Lang has no superpowers. In combat, he uses a body-sized armor designed by Hank Pym. Thanks to this, he can retrieve the body to a microscopic size or launch it to a super large size. We've seen Ant-Man at the strongest moment when we use our powers to enlarge our bodies. At that size, Ant-Man can withstand a large amount of firepower and crush enemies easily with just one footsteps. But the downside is that he could not maintain that huge size for a long time without exhaustion. Scott used miniature technology very smoothly, but without the armor, he was quite useless. He was also not the one who designed or developed the armor, and many of Ant-Man's abilities were useful only in very specific cases. 18. War Machine. Rhodey did not have any superpowers, and he even paralyzed his legs in Civil War. On the battlefield, he used iron armor designed by Tony Stark, with the main weapons being machine guns, missiles, and explosives. War Machine is a valuable member of the Avengers by his heart and zeal. His weapons can be very useful in great battles, as we have seen in the Battle of Wakanda, but they are only mosquitoes compared to alien laser weapons or weapons on Tony's armor. Of course, controlling the War Machine armor is not something everyone can do, but without the help of Tony, War Machine cannot improve the technology on the armor itself or enter the world of superheroes. In addition, Rhodey also seems to have no hand-to-hand combat skills. 19. Falcon. Sam Wilson has no superpowers. With his back-mounted rocket set with steel wings, he could fly at super-fast speeds. He also used eyeglasses when flying to enhance his vision. Without the wings, Falcon was almost useless, and he obviously fell into that situation when the wings were damaged in Captain America: Winter Soldier. But Falcon is very good at using the wings, as evidenced by the fact that he used it to knock Proxima Midnight into the air in Infinity War and kill a giant space monster in Endgame. He was also awarded half a point for being selected by Steve Rogers as the successor to the title of Captain America. If Steve trusts Sam, we should too. 20. Okoye. General of Dora Milaje does not possess any superpowers, but is the most powerful warrior in Wakanda, a country with many powerful warriors. Your weapon is a lance made of vibranium, formidable. Anyone will want Okoye on his side on the battlefield. We've never seen her hurt, but obviously she has no genes or body enhanced by serums or armor, and that's why Okoye is near the end of this list. 21. Wong is the master of paranormal art, a master with an oath to protect the integrity of youth. Wong possesses super powerful magical powers that can be deployed with his bare hands, but he is essentially an inferior version of Doctor Strange. We haven't seen him fight much. Wong is useless in Doctor Strange and completely out of the way in Infinity War. He helps protect the people in Endgame, but if he tells him to solo 1-against-1 with a supervillain, then... 22. Groot. As a perceptive tree, Groot can stretch and manipulate the body in countless ways. He can turn his hands into swords and never have to worry about them breaking because they always grow back. In Guardians of the Galaxy, we once saw Groot create an impenetrable shield from the branches of trees on him, accepting to explode to save friends and then grow back from a single branch. Groot has extremely high strength and adaptability when fully developed. But as a teenager, this guy did not have much battle experience, and it was easy to fall into a rush. But fairly enough, Groot is basically immortal. And don't say you're not impressed with the skewers of the whole group of monsters with just one arm of this guy. 23. Wasp. Hope is a warrior with a very fast fighting speed, and at the same time an acrobatics expert, well trained in martial arts. When you put on Wasp armor, you can. Although Hope shows impressive fighting instincts in Ant-Man and the Wasp, we simply don't have enough evidence of her abilities to be able to give her a higher score. From what Wasp has shown, she is definitely stronger than the usual norms, but she will most likely lose to most other Avengers in terms of combat capabilities. 24. Star-Lord. Star-Lord is crossed with Celestial, but with his father being destroyed, Star-Lord's power is no longer available. At the moment, he is merely an ordinary person, equipped with toys, with the same confidence that few people have. In addition, Star-Lord, despite losing strength, is still much more stubborn than ordinary people. Despite being a skilled warrior and good marksman, Star-Lord's performances in recent films show that he no longer retains the same form. It was Star-Lord who ruined his plan to defeat Thanos in Infinity War, and was nearly killed by several corn-pulled aliens in Endgame if Gamora was not able to save his life. He is also almost useless when he cannot cooperate with another group of superheroes. 25. Shuri. Shuri, Princess of Wakanda, has no power. She is the country's leading expert on science and technology, especially experienced in leveraging vibranium. She is the best inventor in the world, more than Tony Stark. Shuri is the smartest person in the MCU and an irreplaceable element, but she only took advantage of her strengths when she was in the lab, where she designed and built weapons, armor, shields for other members. She can fight for herself to a certain extent, but lacks the fighting instincts, as well as not being trained to fight as many superheroes in the MCU. 26. Drax. Drax has super strength, extreme buffalo, and speedy wound recovery. In theory, Drax was a great warrior. He was able to defeat most of Ronan's forces in Guardians of the Galaxy. But compared to many other Avengers, he did not show anything too impressive. Not to mention that Drax is not very smart and is so confident that he sometimes causes trouble for himself and his teammates. For example, trying to alone attack Thanos in Infinity War or jump into the horrible mouth of a monster in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. 27. Rocket. Thanks to the enhanced genome, the Rocket is far more intelligent and stubborn than a regular cat bear. Rockets are most useful in situations that require planning, strategy, trapping, and control of things related to science and technology. But in a great battle, he only had martial arts ground if he was armed with a huge gun. In Endgame, Rocket is nearly crushed by an enemy ship if Tony Stark doesn't snap his hand in time. 28. Mantis. As a psychic, Mantis can read the feelings of others when touching them. You can also influence and change the person's feelings to a certain extent. Mantis's ability is considered quite potential. She can make Ego, an ancient and mighty dark celestial, fall asleep in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. She also contributed to holding Thanos, causing him to almost be defeated in Infinity War. But in both cases, without the help of his teammates, Mantis would have done nothing. When fighting Ego, Drax had to pull her out of Ego's attack and save her life. While fighting Thanos, Doctor Strange was the one who moved her into a predetermined position to subdue the purple potato. Your ability is generally only applicable in very specific situations. Above is the top of the most powerful superheroes that AllThingsTop has brought to you. Please like and subscribe to the channel to watch many interesting videos. Hello and see you.